Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back and welcome to a very exciting video. I'm very excited for this one because this is my very first pinball machine video. That's right, if you guys saw my previous video, I did a little updated walkthrough and tour of my arcade, and I revealed that I just got this pinball machine. This is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory limited edition. I bought it brand new, and as of today, as I'm recording this right now, I've had it for exactly a week. So today's Saturday, I got it last Saturday, and I've been playing it a lot. In fact, I just went into the game's audits. You can go into a little menu and it says that I've played it 92 times. So I've got 92 games on this. It's been a lot of fun. It's definitely being broken in. And in this video, I want to do something a little bit different. So a lot of people expect me to do a gameplay video. Normally I would, but I'm not going to do that in this video. And the reason for that is that if you guys go online and you go on YouTube or Google and you just type in Willy Wonka pinball gameplay, you'll see that there are a ton of videos out there, a lot of really good videos, really in-depth, detailed videos on the gameplay, and quite frankly, better than anything I could do because I'm more or less a pinball novice. So check those out. If you want to see gameplay or all the rules and everything like that, go online and those videos are out there. So with that said, what I want to do with this video is go over all the mods I bought for this and install those. So what are mods? So for the people that aren't familiar with pinball, mods are just what they sound like. They're modifications or changes that a collector or owner of their machine will make that to them enhances the gameplay or enhances the experience. So you can understand that it's a very subjective thing. In fact, some purists won't even do any mods to their game because they want them exactly how it came out of the factory. I'm somewhere in the middle, but anyways, an example of a mod might be on older pinball machines, they use incandescent bulbs. Some collectors and owners like to swap those out with LEDs. There's plenty of toys and things that you can put on the playfield that may or may not interact with the game or just aesthetically look better. You can change out the shooter rod. You can add lights or do things with the back glass. So there's lots and lots and lots of possibilities for these mods. And with a theme like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the window is wide open because there are so many third-party manufacturers that put out mods for this game, and rightfully so. I mean, you're talking about candy, right? So I want to do that in this video. I want to go through and I want to install all of those different mods that I picked up. What I will do is I'll lay out all the mods that I picked out, and I'll go through each one, and I'll explain what it is, where it goes on the playfield, and what it does. So let's get started.
Okay, so beginning with the more simpler mods, first up we've got these mushroom spotlight covers. These come from Lure Mods, and these are meant to cover up two of the spotlights on the playfield, one by where the factory is, and the other which is right behind the gobstopper. So yeah, these are meant to look like those candy mushrooms you see in the film, and I think they'll add a really nice touch to the playfield. Next, I've got this set of flipper topper mods. These come from ulixstore.com, and these are meant to go on top of all four of the flippers. They had a couple of different styles, but I opted for these swirl lollipop ones. I think they look the best, and I think they're going to look really sharp on all four of those plain yellow flippers. Also from the Ulix store, these gumdrops, and these can pretty much be mounted anywhere on the playfield. They do show on their website mounting it to the clear plastic that's next to the factory, but again, with something this small, you can really mount it anywhere on the playfield, so I'm not sure yet where I'm going to put this. Another mod I got from ulixstore.com are these 3D looking chocolate bars, and these are meant to mount right in front of the Oompa Loompa and camera on the playfield. It's really deceiving how three-dimensional these candy bars look because it's just a flat image. Up next is this Wonka Tower Smokestack mod from Mesomods.com. This is meant to go over the current tower that's on the playfield and more closely resembles the actual smokestack that you see in the film. Next is this tiny little Wonka hat, and this comes from the Mod Couple. This is meant to mount right above where the shooter lane upkicker is, and it mounts right over that little tiny blue rubber nipple. It's just a flat piece of metal, so adding this hat will be a nice way of covering that up and add a nice little touch. This Good Egg Bad Egg indicator mod also comes from the Mod Couple, and this tiny little mod, like the gumdrops, can go anywhere on the playfield, so I'm not sure where I'm going to put it yet, but I love how detailed this is, and it'll add a nice little subtle touch to the playfield. Another one from the mod couple is this 3D illuminated shadow box, and this is meant to mount in the coin door where the dollar bill validator normally would be. It has lights that illuminate it, but these are also custom made. You can see that they put number 649 on there, which is the number of my machine. I'm pretty excited to install this one. I think it's going to look really cool in the coin door. Next, we have this factory upgrade, and this comes from Mods. And I left this in the bag because there's just so many parts for this, but this is meant to replace the stock factory that's on the playfield, otherwise known to many collectors as the stick of butter, which is pretty easy to guess why. This one more closely resembles the factory that you see on the monitor, and I think it fits more with the overall theme and look of the other items and toys on the playfield. This larger top hat also comes from Mods, and this is meant to mount over by the pop bumper behind the gobstopper. In fact, the hat actually interacts with the pop bumper, as the band around the top hat actually illuminates and flashes. Another one from Mods is this Wonka bar ramp sign, which replaces the factory ramp sign that's already on the machine. Since this ramp sign is actually smaller, it gives you a better view of the super spinner, and it also illuminates from the back. I think it's going to look really slick on the ramp. Pairing with that, Mods also has this gobstopper ramp sign, and this is actually an addition to the playfield as there is no gobstopper ramp sign. And just like the Wonka bar ramp sign, this one also lights up. This interactive Wonka Vader comes from Mods and is one of the fancier mods that I purchased. It mounts near the back of the playfield just by where the Wonka Vader ball lock is. It actually interacts with the Wonka Vader ball lock and is activated when the super spinner lock is lit. The inside is illuminated and the top actually spins. I can't wait to install this mod. There are very few mods that I deem absolutely necessary, but this is one of them, and this is the Gobstopper shooter rod. This comes from Hooked on Pinball and replaces the stock shooter rod and plunger that's already in the machine. This is going to add such a nice touch to the game, and I can't wait to put this in. Here's an interesting one. This is the full RGB Translite kit from Mods, and this basically allows you to see the entire back glass while a game is on. As you can see here, out of the factory, really you can only see the top portion of the back glass, and so there's all the extra artwork around the monitor that you can't see. It's just dim because they only lit that top portion. What this kit does is it basically adds LEDs all the way around the monitor so you can see all of that beautiful art. This is another example of a mod that I would deem absolutely necessary. It should have come from the factory that way. Up next is a set of game blades that Tilt Graphics sells, and these are meant to mount on the inner sides of the cabinet, giving it some really nice artwork and adding a nice touch to the game, because right now, out of the factory, it's just black on both sides. So this artwork will really add to that theme of the Chocolate Factory. Tilt Graphics does sell a couple variations of game blades for Willy Wonka, but I settled on these because I think it most closely resembles what we see in the film. And lastly, we've got a set of Pin Stadium lights. These are the Omega style, and if you can believe it, each one of these long strips is nothing but LEDs. It is all lights. These are meant to give the entire playfield more illumination and basically brighten everything up a bit. To be honest, I find Willy Wonka to be a little bit on the dark side, especially in certain areas of the playfield, and I want to punch that all up and brighten everything up a bit because it's such a colorful art package, and with the candy theme and everything like that, I want to be able to see everything. And that's exactly what these lights are designed to do. As I said, these are the Pin Stadium Omega style lights you can get on pinstadium.com, and these are entirely white diffused lights. I wanted a soft, even neutral light across the entire playfield because there is so much color already on Willy Wonka. So I went with the Omegas for that reason, since it's a diffused light. And these actually attach using magnetic strips, and so the installation actually isn't that complicated at all, and they're easy to remove, which is really nice. They install just below the playfield glass on either side of the cabinet and run almost the entire length of the playfield. I'm really looking forward to seeing what these lights are going to do to the playfield. So there you have it, 17 mods in total, and now the real fun begins, installing these.
All right, before I begin, let me just tell you what I've done so far, and that is I just moved Wonka away from the wall. That way I can access every side of the game a lot more easily, and I'm able to point all my lights at that playfield. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I've got almost every light in my arsenal pointed at that game, so hopefully things are well enough lit that you guys will be able to see what I'm doing throughout the entire video. With that said, I'm pretty much all ready, so I thought I would start out with the Gobstopper Shooter Rod as my first mod. I've never done this before, but it seems pretty straightforward, so fingers crossed. With that said, let's get to it. All right, first things first, we gotta remove the glass, obviously. So let's do that. Okay, and remember to close that. Okay, set this off to the side. Pull this glass. Man, I don't realize how easily this thing gets dusty, this glass, until I start pointing all these lights at it. I'm gonna have to clean that when I'm done with all these mods. No sense in doing that now. All right, let's put this safe off to the side. And then we have to lift the playfield up according to the instructions. I've only done that a couple of times. I know you don't need to remove the balls with these Jersey Jack ones, so let's see here. Just up, yay. Okay. Come back. That's first position. There's second. And like so. Aha, voila. All right, and there's our shooter rod. So instructions say lift playfield rest and remove shooter tip rubber, so that must be this. Push back on shooter rod spring. So that's this, and that washer, so that's an E-clip. So I need a pliers. All right. Remove shooter tip rubber. I'll put those down there so I can. It was easy enough. Set this down. Okay. Push back on a rod spring to release pressure on E-clip and washer. Oh, here's the washer. Continue to hold spring as you remove the C-clip. Okay, so let's see here. Can I get this with, try needle nose. Oh, stubborny. Oh, there she goes. Once C-clip is removed, slowly release pressure on the spring, let it fully extend, and slide off the shooter. Okay, slide off of here. Okay, so there's one washer. Are they the same size? Looks like it's the same size. Oh, this whole thing comes off. I see. All right. Okay. And then I can just remove this too, right? Clean surface. Oh, okay. That's for the next part. All right. So I can remove this. Again, I'm just going to set this all off to the side here. Okay. So the other aspect of this, it came with this little plate, this Wonka bar plate, and it goes something like so here. Pretty cool. And so according to the directions, whoops, it says to clean that surface with some rubbing alcohol or something like that. Let's see here. Clean surface with alcohol or mild cleaner. When surface is dry, remove tape back in. Okay. So I've got some rubbing alcohol I'm going to use here. By the way, rubbing alcohol is in very short supply right now. Okay, and then I'll just use a dry spot here. That's pretty good, I think. All right, so this has to go. I don't think you can really screw this up too much. It just needs to be square. All right, so let's remove the backing here. Oh yeah, that's sticky. Okay. Now the trick here, I suppose, is to get it as square as possible. That's pretty good. Press. That is pretty snazzy, if I do say so myself. That's not going anywhere. That is some heavy-duty adhesive. Okay, now we can throw on the gobstopper shooter rod. Okay, so we're supposed to reverse the order. Let me put that down there. First, I got to put the spring from the old one on here. Like so. Then, okay, so then this goes in here. So the last thing should be the rubber top. Okay. So then I need this right here. And washer 1. Spring. I need that E-clip right now. You know, I should grab... I need different pliers. Okay. So now we go. Or maybe I don't. Oops. Can't tell if that's on there all the way. Worst thing could do, this thing goes flying. Yeah, that's on there. Okay, and the condom. Sweet. Oh, that was pretty easy. Now I'm going to put I need to drop everything and just see how it shoots a ball. Let's do that real quick here. All right. So I just grabbed a ball out of the trough here. Game's still powered up or powered off. So let's just give it a whirl here. I'm just gonna go, well, let's just make sure this goes all the way around. Oh, interesting. Let's try that again here. Oh, that was pretty good. Now, let's see, can I go really light? Yeah, that feels pretty good. All right, so we got the shooter rod installed, 1 mod down, only 16 more to go. So let's continue on. Well, actually, before we move on, there is something I do want to address with the shooter rod, and that is that initially it felt good. It felt just fine to me, but after I played a few more games and spent some more time with it, it just felt weaker than the original shooter rod and plunger, and I couldn't really put my finger on it, but I've discovered why and the solution to it, so let me show you. All right, so here's our original plunger and shooter rod, and here's the original spring. Now, if you look on the plunger, right about there, you can see that this area is recessed. And that is so that this spring, when it goes over the shooter rod, actually sits inside that recessed area just a little bit. And an interesting note about this spring is that it's longer than standard size. It's closer to 1 inch, whereas I guess a standard spring is about 3/4 of an inch. And the reason for it is just that, so that it actually sits inside that recessed area. Now, the problem is that the gobstopper shooter rod does not have that. It doesn't have that recessed area. It's just flat. And so when you put this spring on there, this longer spring, it actually sits, about there, keeping the plunger outside the cabinet a little bit further, that extra 1/4 of an inch. And that's enough of a distance so that when this rod gets thrust into the cabinet, when it's released, it doesn't push the ball as far because it can't make that same distance. And so what I did was I just went out and got a shorter, standard 3/4 inch spring. And so if you look at them here, you can see that there's just, a little bit of a difference. But that made all the difference, so everything's perfect now. So let's move on. Okay, so next, let's install the coin door mod that came from the mod couple. Okay, so according to the directions, we just open up the coin door, obviously. Okay, and then we're supposed to remove 4 nuts holding the plate in place and the 4 white spacers. You'll be using the spacers and nuts later. Okay. Let's get these guys off here. I'll just set these off to the side. Trying to make sure that my head's not in the shot. That wouldn't be good. Okay, so we take these spacers off. Oops. There. Oh, that's a little stubborn. And this guy. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So now, let's see here. In this bag, there's clear Lexan. Okay. Oh man, did this crack? Or is it supposed to be that way? Oh, it covers it up. Okay. I was a little worried. You see I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's this corner here. It looks like it was cut off, but it still looks like it covers the whole plate. So we're good. A little nervous there for a second. Okay, so that's in place. Okay, install 4 white space. All right, so now we put the box on there. Okay. Seems solid enough. Look on the other side. Yeah. Okay. Install the 4 white spacers. Yep. Okay, and one more, and then we need to put nuts on there. Oops, that's right, I gotta put this on there. Okay, and 3 more. Okay, so now, let's see here. Time to make, okay, power connection. Try not to bend wires, just push them in, straight in, male to female pins. The provided red wire, okay, red wire, goes to the center square of the billet exchange plug. I assume that's what this is. Oh yeah, they have a picture, okay. Which is the yellow wire. So red to yellow. Okay. The provided black wire goes to the corner black wire as shown in the photo. Corner black, that's this guy here with the white stripe. Yeah. Neatly tuck the wire assembly into the door between the new mod and CoinMech. Add the provided zip tie to keep it tidy. So, all right, so we could just do something like, wait, there's a zip tie? Where's the zip tie? Oh, there's 2 zip ties. Okay, groovy. Okay, so yeah, let's use these. How about we do, let's do something like, could we go up over here? I don't want to get pinched in the coin door, so maybe, yeah, there we go. Let's do something like that. And we might as well use both of these. Let's go up here too. There, I just need to clip those. Shit. Oh, I just like dumped out my toolbox. Oh well. Okay. All right, now let's power this guy on and take a look from the front. All right, close this guy up here. Ooh, look at that. That looks pretty snazzy, huh? If I do say so myself, I'm liking that. Of course, now we need to see if it actually illuminates. Let me plug the game in. I'm going to turn off a couple lights here, because otherwise it's going to be pretty tough to see if it's actually illuminating. There, how's that? It's a little bit better. Let's turn this guy off too. There. Ha. All right, let me fire this guy up here. All right, moment of truth. Oh, look at that. That's so awesome. That looks badass. I am digging that. That is so cool. Awesome. Another success. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so moving on, I want to install this Wonka bar ramp sign. And the installation, I think, is pretty simple, straightforward. Oops. So let's get going here. And according to the directions, first thing we got to do is remove the current sign. And it looks like it's held on by, are those Phillips screws? I gotta look. Oh, it's just, I see, I need a pliers. Or just those little plastic, what do you want to call these things? They're kind of a pain in the ass, aren't they? The directions just say remove it, but easier said than done. Oh, this one's almost done. Oh, okay. Maybe I was going about it wrong here. I just need to. Oh, something's happening. There we go. Boy, those are stubborn. Maybe there's an easier way that I just don't know. Someone's probably screaming at me. Oh, it's so easy to remove those. Okay. There. Whew. We got that sign out of the way. Next on the list is place pieces of tape on the remaining bracket. Okay, so they got these little cubes of that heavy duty 3M tape. So I assume they have it go here and here. Something like that, as Bob Ross would say. Something like that. There. Okay. That's simple enough. Adhered LED to printed bracket. So we take these off, it looks like. I wish I had fingernails right now. This video is going to need to be edited way down. This is taking entirely too long. Man, I'm going to use a freaking X-Acto knife. This is insane. Boy, what a pain in the ass just to get this tape off. All right. One down. All right, pro tip, use a frickin' knife, I guess. Wow, what a pain in the ass. Okay. So now we're supposed to put this bracket on there. That's where our LEDs, I guess, are gonna sit. Okay, let me check directions here. And find the optical wiring for the ramp. Follow the wiring and identify the hole it goes through. So now we have to feed some wires, it looks like. Okay. So that's the optical. And we're supposed to, what? How do you feed something this giant through there? Let's see. Oh, I see. So it kind of goes like so. I'm going to get a tool to do this. I got a bunch of these weird hook tools. They almost look like dentist tools, but hopefully these will help. Let me set these in here for now. Let's try that 45-degree one and see if I can fish this around in it. Okay, and push that down. Go. Is that in there? I think it's down. Okay, good. So then we can adhere this to there because we will pull the rest of this down. All right, so I'm going to peel this backing, and then I think these LEDs just go bloop right there to light our sign. Where's my X-Acto? God, what a pain in the ass. I mean, it's good that this is really strong adhesive, but when you can't even get the backing off. There we go. All right. Okay, there we are. All right, what's next? Is this where we have to thread everything through? Okay, so yeah, here's where we have to pull the play field up, install a power tap, and okay. Up here. All right, here's our cord, and we're supposed to pull this wiring through here. There's a lot of wiring, and I realize why now, because this actually has to go into the back box. just want to get all this slack out of here. So they had me buy for this mod and the Gobstopper sign one splitter, and there's this fused adapter that we had to connect to the back box. Okay, that's pretty good. I don't want it all the way tight. All right, well, let's see here. So now I'm gonna move this down, the cabinet down here, and we have to bring the playfield down a little bit here. I wonder if I should do some zip ties already. Probably. Let's do that. Okay. Let's do this. I'll do one like right here, maybe. I'm not going to make it too tight. I don't want to put too many zip ties on because who knows with the other mods how much of this I'm going to have to, either redo or undo or add on to. So there. And should I do one more? Why not? Here. I'm just going low down here. All right, gotta clip those. There was a third one. There it is. Okay. I think we need to bring this down into like the second position. Actually, the first should be fine. So let's do that. And there's our cable. I can go like this. All right, so we got to open up the back box. Let's see. Oh, something like that. And this should come out, right? Yep. Put this in a safe spot. Well, I guess this is as good as any right now. Okay, so we need to pull out the monitor. Let's see. Looking for what's a good way? I'm gonna have to move the cameras, aren't I? Okay, well, I'll do that in a second here. And that thread's up there. Okay, hopefully this is a better angle. Here's our wiring. So they use dialed in the instructions, they use dialed in and Pirates of the Caribbean as an example. But in both those games, this was connected and it's not here. So I'm guessing they had you connecting the wiring kind of in both of these, but I don't think you really need to here. Everything talks about just using this one. So anyhow, I'm going to feed off of that. So we plug in here. And this 3-pin is what we need. That's supposed to feed down into the cabinet. I guess we can go down here. Let's see. Something. Actually, let's try to go on the other side. Yeah. Something like that. I think that's how they have it. Yeah, okay. And then we can just plug our sign in to here. Like that. Okay. I'm just gonna, yeah, fit it snug over there. It's a little bit neat. And then we'll clean up the wiring underneath. I'll probably run a couple zip ties down there. So we'll have to lift it back up. So let's get this in here. There we go. Okay. You're not going to be able to see this, but I'm just going to add a couple zip ties down way at the bottom here, and then we'll move it on up. All right, so I got the wiring all cleaned up. Let's put this back in. Okay, so now we just add the sign, and I'm actually adding a little extra tape. So if you here's our little sign, right? And it's got these recessed squares, you know, for the bracket here. But all it had was this single tiny strip of 3M tape, and it is heavy duty stuff. And I don't think this is going to go anywhere. I think it's going to be just fine. But just to be sure, I added another little strip here, and I think I'm going to put 2 cubes right in here so that it's really not going anywhere. So I cut a couple of small little 3M pieces here. So let's do one there. Let's do one here. Since this isn't held on with any screws or anything like that, it makes me a little bit worried if there's any, you know, rumbling or anything like that. I just don't want it to ever pop off. Now I gotta fight these again. All right. So now, let's see here. Sure that's, oh, that's pretty well on there, I think. I don't think that's going anywhere. And letting this sit, you know, for a day or two, I think will help. Yeah, that's not going to go anywhere. I mean, if a ball somehow cleared this railing and nailed this, maybe, but I don't think that's even possible. I shouldn't say that, but all right. So let me turn down the lights, fire the game up, and let's see if our work paid off here. Okay, moment of truth. Actually, let's turn. Well, we kind of need to turn all these lights off, don't we? I don't know how bright that sign is going to be, so I'm just going to shut off most of these here. Maybe even, should I leave these on? I don't even know how well you guys can see that playfield otherwise. Well, I guess we'll find out. It's pretty darn dark. Where's that light? switch. There, now it's pitch black. Okay, let's fire this guy up here. Moment of truth, here we go. Ah ha ha! Ooh, that looks pretty darn sharp. I like it. It's actually quite a bit brighter. It's quite a bit brighter than I anticipated. But yeah, I think it looks really good. I'm happy. And the gobstopper with that is gonna look freaking awesome. Pretty cool. Simple mod, but hey, I'm all about it. Actually, it took me a little bit longer than I thought. All right, on we go. All right, so now that we got the Wonka ramp on there, I thought the next one we should do would be the gobstopper ramp, which is supposed to go right here, which I think will look really cool. And so, according to the directions, the first thing we need to do is identify where the cabling is coming from behind the gobstopper, which is right here. It looks like, oh, there's the hole right there. Okay, so the way that they want us to do this is basically lift the playfield up, feed the LED through there, the wiring through there, which actually should be a lot easier than the way I went about doing it with the Wonka ramp. All right, so let's lift the playfield up here. Okay. All right, so okay, here's where the wiring from the gobstopper comes. So this is the hole right here. So what we're supposed to do is feed the LED through there to bring it out. And then this wiring obviously will have to go up into the back box just like the other one. And I have a splitter for that. So let's get this guy threaded up here. Hopefully this, let's see here. How are we doing? Oops, almost got it. Okay, so it needs to actually come up through the center here. I see. So what we'll have to do is actually just start it here and then use a hook to pull it out the front. Okay, so let me just get this up here enough. And I think that's probably good enough. We'll put this guy down here. And then let's bring this playfield down so I can get out the top here. And we need to leave it about, let's see, where is that? There. Right there, that's fine. Shit. Oh, there it is. Oh, wow, I really fished that around there quite a ways. Let me grab a hook here. Okay, so here's our LED. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that's good. Well, now what's, all right, we pulled that through. Then we just need to, remove, okay. So we need to remove this screw here. All right, let me go to Phillips. All right, try this again here. There's got to be a nut under here. Problem is, how the hell do you get underneath there? Does this lift up or anything? No. Yeah, there's definitely a nut under there. Jesus, how the hell are you supposed to? Ha! What a pain in the ass. It'd be nice if in the instructions it actually said, oh, there's a nut under there. You need to hold that. Now I'm probably going to drop this too. Actually, where is that? All right, let's try to get this in one shot here because I feel like I'm going to lose this nut. Otherwise, it's really tough to get in there. Damn it. I see it. I need a magnet. Hopefully this works. Ha, all right. Hold this under there. Oh, actually that might work. Shit, where's my... Oh, this is tedious. Seemed like such a simple mod too. Go, go, go. All right, so we need this to be perpendicular, which would be about yay. Whew, what a pain in the ass. All right, I apologize. I know one of my cameras wasn't running, but basically I just added this one here. So hopefully you guys were able to see some of that. Okay. So now we got that mounted there. That's pretty perpendicular. Oops. And just tighten this a little bit more. Okay, that's not going anywhere. Okay, so now we have to get this LED through this little hole here and then mounted back here. I don't know. This is the most deceivingly difficult, finicky little mod ever. I mean, hopefully that's not the theme for all these other mods because the first two went really easily. All right, so we gotta go. Okay. Okay, so now we got it in there. Okay, then let's just do this. Now we gotta peel off this backing. My favorite. I love peeling this. Oh, we might have it. There we go. Whew. All right. Set that down there. This has to go. Oops, a little bit. Try to get it even. Press this down. I almost feel like this other side here deserves a piece of tape. I mean, it's not going to go anywhere, but I don't like that it can lift up like that. I might think about that. All right, so we got the LED in place. You know what? I am gonna put a piece of tape on that side. Something needs to hold that other side down, this side right here. All right, so I've got a little cube here. I cut off my roll of double-sided 3M tape. I picked up a roll right before I did all these mods. I should have done this ahead of time. But let's do, okay. Let's do this. I'm actually going to peel this off right away. And let's try to get this underneath there. And press. There we go. Way better. I don't want that to be able to come undone at all. All right, so now we need to plug this guy in. Let's get this back box open here. Okay, and we have to pull the monitor out again. Go off side there. And there's where our splitter is. Okay, so this guy can go all the way up here. Oh, and we have plenty of cable. Oh yeah. Now, I need to get a splitter for that. Okay. So, let's see here. So this is our new one. You know what I'm gonna do is actually, I may not thread everything up through the back box here. I'm gonna unplug the Wonka bar ramp, which is actually down here. And then I've got this splitter here, which is a big one. Okay, Wonka bar plugs in. Okay, so we need to go from here. Let's move this up. And we plug, there it is, the female or the male end into here. Then we can thread this guy down. This octopus of splitting. All right, then, now let's plug, let me pull the gobstopper down here. And we can plug the gobstopper into one of these. I guess it doesn't really matter which one. Might as well keep it up here since this has a lot of wiring. And where's our, and this is our Wonka ramp, which we will plug on the next nearest one, this one. Oops. Yeah, that's right. There we go. Okay, so you know what? I am not going to clean up this wiring yet. I'm going to leave it messy down in the bottom of the cabinet, and so that we can just test things first. Then, and actually this stuff back up in the back box is fine. It's just the under cabinet wiring. So let's put this back in place since we don't need to do anything more up here. It's tough sometimes to get this thing centered perfectly. There, that's better. Okay. Let's put this back in. And it kind of just dawned on me now that I could probably power the game up like this, but I really don't want to. So I'm just a little paranoid. So let's just get this guy in here. There goes the ball down the shooter lane. Doesn't matter. Get back down there. Okay, so let's fire this. Let me turn off some lights, and then we'll fire this guy up, see if the wiring works and the mod works. Okay, now we're pitch black. You guys probably can't see anything. Hopefully we see something here in a second. All right, so we got absolutely nothing on our gobstopper LED. All right, time to figure out what's up with that. All right, troubleshooting. This was bound to happen. All right, so I figured out what the issue is. Let me show you. So I've got the LED strip here. Hopefully you can see that. And I clipped it from the wiring, and I'll show you why here, because this is actually the issue. When I was threading, I'm guessing right here at least, when I was threading this LED strip, this wiring through the playfield and around these tight little corners and through the little tiny slot and trying to get it into the sign there, I must have just bent it too sharply and it ended up cutting right here. You can see how it like just bends at like there, like a 90-degree angle. You see that? There, let's move it. There, you see that? And when that happened, that must have just clip the wiring, that the circuitry that's in this strip here, because none of these LEDs now light up. So that's the problem. I need to get another LED strip. But I do know that the voltage is fine. Let me show you here. So if I clip my leads for my multimeter on, so here's the wiring from the LED strip, and I've got my positive and negative lead on there. If I attach those and turn on my multimeter here, I'm getting 12 volts. So the voltage, the wiring, everything's working. I've got power. It's just this little LED strip here that I need to replace. So I do have some more LED strip on its way. It's coming from Amazon, so naturally it won't be here until next week with the quarantine and everything. But the show must go on, right? So for the next mod, I thought I would do this top hat mod.
The suspense is terrible. I hope it'll last.